Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. The 40-year-old man was pronounced dead at the scene in Birmingham. A marked police vehicle was involved in the collision on Yardley Road, near the junction with Florence Road and Acox Green just before 7 p.m. It is thought cops were attending to a report made by a 999 call on Warwick Road in Acox Green at the time. The family of the man who died are being supported by specialist officers. West Midlands Police has been in contact with the Office for Police Conduct and has also confirmed 2 officers were involved. They were not injured in the collision. Anyone with information or dashcam footage has been urged to come forward. A spokesperson for the force said, anyone with information, including dashcam or other footage, has been asked to get in touch with us on 101 or live chat, quoting log 4726 of March 19. Other officers attended the report of the man with the knives, but there was no sign of any disorder on arrival. The streetlights flickered against the damp pavement as the city breathed in the quiet of the late evening. It was one of those nights where time seemed to pause, where the world teetered on the edge of something unknown. The air was thick with anticipation, a weight pressing down on the buildings, the sidewalks, the people who had yet to retreat into the warmth of their homes. Nathaniel Gray walked with his hands deep in the pockets of his worn-out jacket, his breath curling into the night air like smoke. He had no destination, no purpose, only the solace of movement, the rhythm of his steps against the concrete. The city had a way of making ghosts out of men, of swallowing them whole without a sound. He was a man without a past, or at least one wished to forget. The streets had been his refuge, a place where anonymity was a gift. He lived in the margins, unnoticed, unseen. The weight of his solitude was familiar, a companion he had long since accepted. But that night, something stirred in the air, an unease that prickled at his skin. The distant wail of sirens cut through the quiet, growing louder, sharper, until the red and blue lights painted the buildings with urgency. Nathaniel stopped at the edge of an empty crosswalk, his gaze drawn to the flashing lights. The police cars moved with purpose, their presence a reminder of the city's unrest. He had seen enough to know that trouble lurked beneath the surface, a storm waiting to break. Then came the scream. A woman's voice, sharp and raw, tore through the night. Nathaniel's pulse quickened, his instincts telling him to move, to disappear into the shadows. But something held him there, something anchored him to that moment. A figure emerged from an alleyway, stumbling into the street. The man was wild-eyed, his hands trembling as he clutched at the air. Nathaniel could see the glint of something in his grasp, knives, their edges catching the streetlights. The world seemed to slow. The man turned, his gaze meeting Nathaniel's, a silent plea hidden beneath his terror. Then came the roar of the engine. Nathaniel barely had time to process what happened next. The police car barreled down the street, its tires shrieking against the asphalt. The impact was brutal, a sickening collision that sent the man hurtling backward, his body folding beneath the force. The knives clattered onto the pavement, a metallic echo that rang in the silence that followed. The city held its breath. Nathaniel stood frozen, his mind struggling to catch up with reality. The man lay motionless, his body crumpled like a discarded doll. The officers spilled out of the car, their weapons drawn, their voices sharp with commands. "Drop the weapon," one of them shouted, though the man was far beyond hearing. Nathaniel took a step back, his heart hammering against his ribs. He knew what came next, the questions, the reports, the inevitable erasure of truth. He had seen it before.